Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby Kamara. Thank you for joining me. And today's video I'm going to be going over some MacBook tips and tricks, or some customization tips and tricks. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple. And if you haven't seen one of my recent previous videos, I just purchased a MacBook Pro 2020 13-inch laptop, and I've been using it for a couple weeks now. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on how it's worked out for me and what I've done to make it work best for me. As I mentioned in the video, which I'll link here so you can check it out, but I mentioned that I purchased this laptop mainly to use for editing, some YouTube videos, and also for business purpose. So now, while I've had the laptop, just 2 videos into the whole of me having it, and 2 videos of editing on Final Cut Pro, I ran into the same issue that I did on my 2011 MacBook Pro, which was not enough storage and running out of memory. So the MacBook that I purchased was actually the lowest or the cheapest version. It was the base model. So I'm going to show you some customization tips and tricks on how to optimize your laptop if you get this base version to use for editing or running large programs such as Final Cut Pro or iMovie or any other editing program like that. So first I'll go over some aesthetic customizations, and this will just be like how I set up my screensaver, like you can see here, and just a few other things, and then I'll move into showing you how I customize it to where I actually have it optimized to have the most storage available for me while I'm using large programs. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So jumping right into my computer here, I'll first just go over some of the aesthetic customizations that I did, and I'll keep it very simple. Like I said, I got this laptop mainly for business, so I didn't do too many aesthetic customizations. What I will do is I will link a couple videos that I found on YouTube that list a lot of customizations and different ideas that I liked. So I'll list at least 2 videos below that you can check out after you're done watching this video. So first thing I want to show you is how I customized it to help me stay on task. And pretty much I just used this app that's already on the MacBook that's called Stickies, and it's really great because I actually use the paper stickies, and I usually have so many of them on my desk, and now I can just have it on my desktop, which makes it way more organized and a lot cleaner. So you can just go up to search, and then you can search stickies and it'll pop right up, and I already have it launched, but once you double click it, it will launch, and you can select the color that you want. You can have more than 2, you can have several. I just wanted to have 2 on there. And one neat thing too, I could show you, I'll close it, but if you go to font, go to show font, it'll keep this pop-up window open, so you can do things like, say once you're done with something, you can highlight it and do a single strike through, so you're done with that. So this is just one way that helps me stay on task, because every time I look at my desktop, I see the sticky notes on what I need to get done either today or what I need to do this week. Okay, so moving on to my desktop, I actually kept the same background that came with the MacBook Pro, and I really just like it. It is called Catalina, but it's easy to change. And the reason why I like this is because it has where it changes from light to dark depending on what time of day it is. And yes, it is 4:42. I start my day pretty early, so right now I have it looking like this, but let me show you how you can change it if you don't like this dark theme, and I'll show you what it looks like during the day. So you can go to System Preferences, and I have it on my dock, but you can always go by clicking the apple here and go to System Preferences, and then you can go to General, and right here, the appearance, you can have light, dark, or auto. And I have it on auto because I like that it changes as the day changes, so it's real time. So whatever it is, if it's dark or light outside, that's what my desktop will show. I'll just show you what the light looks like right now. And so this is what it looks like as far as dawn. And I just love this a lot because it reminds me of the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm from the Bay Area, so yeah, that's why I'm keeping it. But you can customize this to whatever you want. One thing I had mentioned that I really wanted to optimize this laptop for its performance, because I'm using it mainly for editing YouTube videos and also for business needs. So I save pretty much nothing on the laptop. There's nothing on the desktop, most of my items or things I work on are saved on this external drive that is 5 terabytes, which is pretty large. So I keep everything on there so I can keep the storage low that is on my laptop. And then anything that is saved on the desktop, like if I take a screenshot, I put it all in a folder that's screenshots. And then if there's anything else that was saved on the desktop that I need to quickly get to, I just put it in this other folder, and that just helps me, find things quickly. But it also, I just like the desktop of the laptop looking very clean like this. Also, staying on the topic of keeping the desktop looking clean, I will go in here and just remove items that I'm not using or apps that I'm not using. I don't use FaceTime. I don't use Safari. I actually use Google Chrome as my main browser, so I can easily remove that. I don't use reminders. So anything that I don't use, I'm going to remove from the dock. And then another tip for keeping your laptop, running fast and optimized is to delete any apps that you are not using. Right now I'm just going to remove apps from the dock, and I use all of these. Okay, now for my screensaver, I'm actually just setting this up right now. I want to use the shifting tile screensaver that I've been seeing around. And what I'm going to do is actually use photos that are from my vision board or like my vision board that I created. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it here so you can check it out after this one. So I'll show you how I set this up. So what I did is I actually created an album on my phone, and on my phone I saved the photos that I wanted to be on my screensaver. So I'm going to share these photos by AirDrop. So these are the photos. I'm going to go ahead and accept them. So once I've shared the photos from my phone, you saw the pop-up here come through, but I didn't click on it in time. But here they all are. What I'll do is create a new folder that has all of these photos. And I'll go ahead and just name that folder screensaver. So I know I mentioned that I don't actually save much on my computer itself, but for the screensaver I will save the photos on the actual laptop, so that way if I disconnect my external hard drive, the screensaver is still going to work correctly. And because I like to keep my desktop clean, I'm going to go ahead and move this folder into others, and so that's going to stay in there. And then to set up the screensaver, you just go to System Preferences, Desktop and Screensaver, and I will be using the shifting tiles screensaver. So if you slide through, you'll see it here. And I will be using my own photos, so I will go to Source and I'll go to Choose Folder. And I know that the folder I want to use is on my desktop and it's in Other. So I will choose the folder that says Screensaver, and now that's what I will have as my screensaver, those photos. So let's just preview it so we can take a look at it and see what it looks like. So now this is my screensaver. And like I said, I'll go ahead and link my vision board video so you can check out what these photos mean to me. I'll link that, and you're welcome to watch that video after this one. So that's it for the screensaver. So now what I want to do is jump into how I customize my MacBook Pro for it to be optimized for speed and just for storage. And this is important for when you are recording videos, especially if you're using a program like Final Cut Pro or if you're using iMovie. And if you got the base model, which I did, you're going to need to optimize it because those programs use a lot of space. You can quickly run out of storage as you're editing your videos. So I'll show you the things that I did to set this up to keep my laptop running, smoothly. The first thing is, if you go to About Your Mac and you go to Storage, it'll show you exactly how much storage you have left and how much you are using. And for me, this is a big deal because as I'm editing videos, and I've just got this MacBook, and 2 videos into editing, it's already, Final Cut Pro already is telling me that I don't have enough space to continue editing. Like while I was editing a video, I got the pop-up that says that there's not enough storage to continue editing. So if you go and you check out your storage, you can see exactly what is being used. And for me, it's the photos, because I have way too many photos, and my MacBook automatically synced with my phone. So now I want to remove these photos so I can have the space on my laptop but I don't want to delete them from my iCloud, and I don't want to delete them from my phone. This is important because you can actually delete photos from your phone or your MacBook, and when you delete it, it will automatically delete it from iCloud and you will lose that photo. So be careful with how you do this. So to successfully remove the photos from your MacBook and not delete them from iCloud, the first thing you're going to need to do is unsync the photos. So you can go ahead and open up System Preferences, and once you're in System Preferences, go ahead and select Apple ID, and then go to the iCloud tab, and right here you can select what you don't want to be synced onto iCloud. So for me, I deselected the photos, so all you have to do is deselect that, and it will show you I believe a pop-up that will say it's going to delete the photos, and just go ahead and select OK. But yeah, just select that. The photos will still be on your computer. So once you do that, you can now go into your photos and delete the photos, and just be sure after you delete the photos that you check your recently deleted tab and delete the photos from there also, because it will save the photos for 30 days. I still have to go through and delete my photos, so I'll show you what it looks like after. So after deleting about 11,000 photos, you can see now what my storage looks like, and I have way more space, so this is going to help me out when I'm editing videos. So the next thing to keep watch of if you're wanting to optimize your MacBook Pro for speed is the use of the memory. So if you were to open here, it's the activity monitor. I have it on my dock because I'm constantly checking it. It shows you what is taking up the most amount of memory. And if you're editing videos on Final Cut Pro or on iMovie, that is usually going to be at the top because it uses a lot of memory. And also if you are on Google Chrome uses a lot of memory because of all the different extensions that you can add on there. So usually, depending on how many tabs you have open, usually Google Chrome is at the top for me, but I don't have much on there. You can come here and quit anything that's taking up too much memory. So you can look here and see what program is using up a lot of memory, and you can select it, and you can just hit X here and it'll close it out for you, and that will just keep your laptop running a lot faster. And then another way that you can clean up storage, and I'm going to do a video on like how I did this with my 2011 MacBook, how I upgraded the storage. But if you don't have a lot of storage, one thing you can use is Omni Disk Sweeper, there you go. And you can come here and you can actually just download it and install it. And one thing to be careful with on this one is that, and they do give you a warning, I believe, is that you need to be careful about what you delete. So what it'll do is it'll sweep your whole drive, or whatever drive you want it to sweep. And once it does that, it'll tell you what is taking up the most space. And how I came across this was because on my 2011 MacBook Pro, I had just, you know how I showed you here when you go to About Mac and you can see the storage, I had a lot of other. So on this one, you can see in a second that I have a lot of photos, and it says photos and it's yellow. But what happened previously was I had this other was what was taking up most of the space on my 2011 MacBook, and I could not figure out what other was, even though I deleted so many things. So using this Omni Disk Sweeper actually scanned my hard drive, and it showed me what was taking up space, and really a lot of it was rendered files from Final Cut Pro. And so what I did was I actually just went through and deleted all of those files from videos I no longer needed, like videos I've already uploaded onto YouTube or I already have saved on my external drive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up, and you see when it opens up, it shows you the different drives that are on your computer. So the drive that I actually wanted to sweep is the Macintosh HD, and it does take some time to actually sweep the drive. So right now it will show that it's sizing, so you just have to wait until it goes through this whole process, and once it's done it'll let you know. So you can click on here, it will list it in order of what is taking up the most space or the most storage. So right now when I click on users and I click on my name, it shows here movies is being used a lot, and a lot of it has to do with Final Cut Pro. So these were the only things that I deleted, the Final Cut Pro items, because I didn't want to mess up anything on my computer. So I'm not going to do it this time because I know that what's taking up most of the space is the photos. I'm just going to delete the photos, and that's going to make it work, you know, alright, because I think on my 2011 MacBook I had an older Final Cut Pro, and it just took up so much of the storage, all of the rendered files. So right now on this laptop, I don't see that it is taking up too much storage. And I'm talking about it will just be from one video edit. A lot of the storage will be taken. So that's just something that you can use, especially if you have like an older laptop. But I will do a separate video showing you how to upgrade your memory and upgrade your storage on a MacBook if you are running into an issue like that. Something that I just keep watch on, because as I edit videos, Final Cut Pro will continue to make the rendered files, which take up a lot of space. So another thing that I do once I'm in Final Cut Pro, I actually, once I'm done editing a video, I delete all of the files from that video. So let me see if I can open that up. So this was the last video that I edited. Since I'm done with this video and it's actually up, it's the Father's Day video, Father's Day gift ideas. Once I'm done with the videos, I'll actually just go and delete all of the footage on there and everything, and just delete even the whole project. Oh, and I also quickly just wanted to mention the reason why I had the photos saved on my phone prior to sending it to my laptop is because I wanted to have the same filter on all of the photos, and I use Lightroom on my phone. Lightroom is an editing app. If you're not familiar with it, you can actually add filters. That's mainly what I use it for filters. And so yeah, I wanted to make sure the photos had the same filter, and that is why I had it on my phone first, because Lightroom, to use it on the desktop, it's not free, but to use it on your phone, it is free. So that's why I have the photos saved on my phone. Alright, so that's it guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.